Hi, buddy. How are you, Yohay?
Hi Dale, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, brother. Congratulations. I voted for you. I
Oh,
think I
thanks.
put I think I put you over the top, man. I did a little ballot box stuffing, kind of like what's happening here in the U.S., where you just
Yeah.
go to a graveyard and you enter their name and they can't find out. But really, I'm not surprised, Yohei. I've
Thank you
said
very
many
much.
times during our broadcast that you have one of the best blends of fundamental knowledge aligned with technical skills as well. And
Thank you very
really,
much.
what was the category? What was the category again, Yohei, that you won?
Uh, Contributor, I think it was Buyside analysis contributor. Anyway, I
Okay,
contribute to
yeah.
FXstreet with various articles. So
Okay, so buy side. Okay,
yeah.
so tell us a little bit about how Forex Crunch started and how it's evolved, and now you're getting the recognition you deserve. We know that there was a lot of hard work
Thanks.
behind it. What was the mission of FX Crunch?
Well, my background is a computer programmer and used to be a retail trader, and I started Forex Crunch just as a blog about the forex market to express my opinions. And I saw that there's potential there, and it became a fully fledged site. And the mission is, I guess, to explain what's going on. My philosophy, if I would say so, is sort of, let's say, two-thirds or most of it is fundamental and a bit of technical. Fundamentals make the big picture, and technicals perhaps the stop loss points, where to enter, where to exit, things like that. And got over time more writers on board, more guest posts, and contributing to FXstreet. I have a podcast with another associate of mine, and hope this continues for the long run. Like the analysis I do is more for the long run.
And you made a great call on the ECB meeting. I was turning pretty negative the euro. I thought that we might have a breakdown, and you were sanguine about it before that huge reversal. Probably the biggest two candles on a 4-hour chart that we've seen since last March. And we're going into the Fed tomorrow. What are you thinking of the market setup is here for the dollar?
I think markets have become a bit more hawkish. I expect a more hawkish Fed in comparison to what we've seen, let's say, last week. If you look at bond markets, the expectations now, there's a 50-50% according to bond markets for a hike in June. On the other hand, today we had this disappointing retail sales, and last time we had such a great retail sales report, and this time
Yeah.
erased downwards revisions. So I think markets do expect them to back down from the 4 rate hikes, which nobody believed anyway. And it's going to get down to 2 rate hikes this year, and it's going to be a dovish tone. But still, in comparison to the ECB and the Bank of Japan, it's not that extremely dovish.
Okay.
I would say that we've seen in the past week sort of a strengthening of the, well, sorry, not past week, the past 2 days of this week, some strengthening of the US dollar, and perhaps markets are more looking for something more hawkish, and we'll get something a bit more dovish. So perhaps we'll see a small sell-off of the US dollar. Anyway,
Yeah.
what I'm looking forward to really is your imitation of Janet Yellen. That's the highlight. Could be the highlight of the event. No?
Yes. Yeah. Just so, do you think that Draghi misspoke during the press conference that sent the euro soaring when the market interpreted what he said was that may be it? Rates aren't going to go any lower from here.
Well, first of all, he also said the opposite. He repeated the same forward guidance that they carried for already 2 years, that rates could remain at these levels or lower for a long period of time. And this was part of the statement. It wasn't a slip. It wasn't a mistake. I think either the Germans told him to say so, or it was a gesture for banks which opposed negative rates, or some kind of message to governments. Okay, now please, German government, other governments, the ball is in your court. So I don't think it was a misstep. And I do think that once these measures are implemented, like we've seen a year and 2 months ago, then it will continue weighing on the euro. It's still 33% more QE deeper negative rates, paying money to banks to lend money to the real economy. I mean, they threw, as many analysts say, the kitchen sink, and I think it'll continue pressuring the euro. It's not. I don't think he made a mistake. I mean, I don't think it's no. And also, euro dollar at these levels.
The market was wrong in reacting that way, is what you're saying. Therefore, the euro should start to sell off again.
I think it'll, yeah, maybe not a total sell-off. I'm not talking about parity, of course, but should sort of gradually sink back down to the previous range. It's, yeah, that's what I see.
Cable definitely doesn't take much to rattle the pound, does it? You know, it seems so vulnerable to this, any kind of news or Brexit fear, whereas the euro's holding up pretty good, euro pound's acting pretty good, but the pound sure doesn't take much for there to be air pockets in it. Will this continue through, you think this is going to continue through the referendum in June?
Yeah, we have 3 more months to go. Every poll is going to matter, but it's also sort of an extension of the current market mood, which is negative in the past 2 days, in this week. So the pound already weakened before this Telegraph poll this morning here in Europe, so there was just another push lower for the pound. And I guess also, yeah, so we'll see this type of...
And the BOJ, I mean, I came into LAR today, Yohay, and I asked, when is the BOJ? And the BOJ already did something, and it seems like there was no market reaction at all in the end.
There is some market reaction, but... Sorry?
Are they impotent now to drive down the yen?
I think they realized the limits of their power with the move a few months ago, a month or two ago.
That was a nightmare trade for them, right?
And they also looked at Draghi. They said, okay, you know what, let's do the opposite. They actually backed down from their statement about further reducing negative rates. They also exempted some kind of one of the types of money market funds from negative rates, so they even slightly backed off. So we did see the yen strengthen on this, but again, it's an extension of the already risk-off move. The same with the pound. So it's sort of, I believe that if we'll fall under 111, they'll intervene directly, or intervene at least verbally to say we don't like what's going on in currency markets.
Because they haven't been in doing any sterilization or direct intervention during this whole massive move that we've had in the yen. They haven't come in and sold yen against dollars, have they? Up to this point.
There is one point which was heavily suspected as an intervention. That was just after it broke down. Let me see if I can try to find it.
We held at the last low? The double bottom low? Okay.
There was some kind of spike there that seemed suspicious. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, so they want to do it covertly. Because I remember in the old days, the banks wanted to do it overtly to at least psychologically kind of shake up the market that they might be trading against the central bank, but they're actually doing it covertly.
Yeah, I think central banks are having a losing streak now. I mean, look how Draghi's thing backfired twice.
Yeah.
Well, this time it wasn't, especially in December. This time, I think, we sort of had some political ideas behind that as well. But the Bank of Japan failed with intervention. The Swiss National Bank, it's still an open wound for many brokers. What they did last year, they said, okay, we give up. And they were the most successful ones in maintaining a peg. So I think the force is fading with central banks.
Yeah, the emperor has no clothes. So I want to talk a little bit about the new chapter in your professional life as anchor of FXstreet's London session and London opening. And I see you're getting a lot more people participating with you during your broadcast. Tell me what you've learned about this role. Tell me what you're enjoying about it. Does this give you a different avenue to express yourself and collaborating with people live every day? Are you enjoying it?
Sure, I'm certainly enjoying it. Having it live is much different than just writing an article or recording a podcast or anything. I guess you also have the same experience. You see some of the participants also in your show, like Jax. It's
Yeah.
also fun to have regulars, and I know already their style
Yeah.
of questions, and
Yeah.
it's a nice sense of a community.
You
And
actually develop an internet relationship with people that you really begin to know without even having met them in person. Like, you know, like you and I are. I feel like I know you and we've never met. And it becomes like a trading family. And you're doing a great job. And this interview just reinforces what I said at the beginning, your blend of I asked you about 5, 10 fundamental questions, and you didn't even have to think, automatic response about having a handle on what's going on with the central banks. Congratulations on the award, Yohay,
thank you
and
very much, Dale.
continued success with the London session. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm just trying to keep up with you, buddy.
I know. I'm enlightened by your light, Dale. You began with the afternoon show. Well, sorry.
And don't be surprised if I show up on your doorstep one day and take you up on that bedroom. All right, so really, Yohay, I really enjoy working with you, and one of the advantages of being part of FXstreet is getting to know dedicated people who really have a mission of wanting to help people. And I definitely count you as one with that giving spirit, and glad to call you my trading warrior brother.
My honor and my pleasure.
Thank you, Yohay. Congratulations again, everyone. Thank Yohay. For those of you that have the hours, you have to get in there and see Yohay, and Fib Stalker's doing a great job in the Tokyo session. We have a real TV channel now, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
All right, Yohay. Good luck tomorrow on the Fed.
Okay, you too.
All right, buddy. I'll be looking for your commentary because I don't understand Yellen. You know why? Because she goes, well, we might raise a little bit if the data's much better. So maybe you could interpret that for me tomorrow, buddy.
All right, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. Yeah.
All right, partner. See you tomorrow. Everybody, Yohay Elam, you could follow him at Forex Crunch is his Twitter handle. You can watch him live every day for the London opening. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Adios.